Welcome to the Village Green NBTV show on the environment in our city. I'm Nancy Gardner, your host, and today we're back at Rogers Gardens. We'll be talking about gifts for the gardener and also what to do in our gardens in the colder months. This is one of my favorite things. We're going to talk about, among other things, Christmas gifts for the gardener.
That's right.
And I always come out of this session with a list for my Christmas, if you're thinking of what you want to get me. So, what do you have for us today?
Well, it's great to be back, and we have a lot of fun things, mainly for indoor things. We're not going to focus so much on outdoor plants. It's kind of a big, difficult to wrap gift. So we have some nice home gifts. I think what we'll start with is this really beautiful doormat. This is a William Morris inspired doormat.
Oh.
We have quite a few of these in different colors, and this is the Strawberry Thief, if you're familiar with the William Morris patterns. But this is a really nice, bright, lovely gift for people.
It is, and it's pretty large. So
Yeah.
you have a big front door.
And I think we even have a smaller version of this, but
okay.
it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. We have a black one and a green one. Oops. And then, for a classic front door, we have these really neat, super hard-wearing doormats.
Yeah, this really looks like it would last a century.
And, I actually have this at my house, and it's amazing how rugged it is. The sun doesn't bleach it. You can just really get a lot of the garden dirt off of your feet. So.
And it comes in different sizes?
It does come in different sizes and a couple of different colors. I think we have blue and a gray as well. Okay, so moving inward, this is really adorable. We just got these in, and this is really nice, a good size for indoor. And so I just think it's cute. Who doesn't love a garden gnome?
Okay, but this is more of a, you can do both ways, I see, because it's got a sprinkler on, which sometimes for indoors you want something a little more precise, but you can unscrew this and get just
you can take that off, and it's really cute. I think it's a great gift, and if you wanted to...
Yeah, that would be a fun thing, and particularly if you're going to someone's home for the holidays, what a great hostess gift.
I feel like, and I'm going to just kind of like push this one a lot, if you want to give someone something for their garden and you're not really quite sure what they like, something like this to start it with, and then a gift card with it is always such a great gift. I think gift cards for gardeners are probably the best gift because
that's true.
They know what they want a lot.
Yeah.
Very, very strongly that way. And so this, one of the garden room staff here recommended this to me, and I thought this was a great idea. Of if you have indoor plants and you want to kind of holiday them up, you can get things like little pine cones and other little Christmas kind of potpourris and things like that, and put them on top of the soil to kind of add a little something to your room. You can even put them in a bowl and do something nice.
That's a fun idea.
I thought that was a really good idea to have for indoor plants, such as this amazing.
Now, this is really a strange looking thing to me. This looks like a shark fin almost.
You know what it's called? Shark fin.
Oh.
It's actually called shark fin. It's a Sansevieria, which is of the family of the mother-in-law's tongue or snake plant that a lot of people really like right now. So this is a really slow-growing plant and just very kind of unique and great for a contemporary look in the home. And so that's kind of
And it's
unusual.
an indoor plant.
It is an indoor plant. It can be outdoors if it doesn't get a lot of super brutal sun. Okay. But here down at the coast, we don't really get that
It is
sort of
interesting
thing.
coloring. It's got a sort of a mottled green and blue.
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty.
really beautiful. And it is like a shark fin. You can, probably, this will actually go right into, I'm going to skip to our miniature garden thing. A lot of people are into miniature gardens, so you can imagine if you had this in a big pot and you could sort of make a whole world around it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Miniature gardens are just very hot right now. People love having them indoors or outdoors, but you can have a little door.
Gnomes.
You can have garden gnomes, little bird baths, set up a whole little world with chairs, and I just think these are really funny. Little mailboxes. I have one of these at my house, and I have a fence in front, and I put it right behind the fence, and only the children can see it. And so they stop and they look at it, and they love to see all the different things, and they rearrange it, and it's really fun. It's a really nice thing for neighborhood, a little wishing well. Anyway, so you can also do this in indoor pots. A lot of people will take a small, indoor plant and put a whole world around it. And I think that's really nice. My favorite, I'm always bringing tools because gardeners love tools, and this is a great tool for an outdoor person. Again, it can be combined with a gift card. This is the tool that we fight over the most, is this small rake. Whether it's got a long handle or a short handle, when you're down on your hands and knees gardening, this is the best thing to grab those things back there. So
yeah, better than your hands.
Yes, and this is just so handy. Okay, we're going to go back to indoor plants. We have these really cute little water meters. A lot of people will stick a water meter in all of their plants and check them, but these stay in a pot. And they're really, really neat. This is for a smaller pot, of course, and then it's going to show you. It's going to indicate right here if you need to water your plants. So you can stick them in there, leave them there, and I think it's kind of a neat thing for people who are uncertain how often to water.
Yeah.
This will tell you.
Okay.
Pots.
These are just, you can't kill them almost.
Right, exactly. Who doesn't love a pothos? And now pothos are coming in all sorts of different colors, like this beautiful variegated one. But, having it in a gorgeous pot that is made, I believe these are made in Belgium.
Oh, okay.
These are Berg pottery, and they come with a saucer.
And they really all of a sudden make it look more important than it was.
Right, it's really, really cute. And there's a whole line of the Berg pottery, just really, really gorgeous. And an easy gift that looks beautiful. This here at Rogers is a classic. I think a lot of people know the big head. We get these in, we sell them out, and then we get them back in again and sell them out again. This is a classic, beautiful head piece. And of course you put a silly little plant like a spider plant in it. It looks really cute. These are just really popular here at Rogers.
And you have something in terms of protecting our skin so the dermatologists don't make a living off of us.
So you may have noticed I really like this particular hat because it's the one I'm wearing right now. This hat is amazing. It has the hugest brim, and it's perfect for winter. It's really heavy. It's too heavy for me in the summer, but in the winter it's really, really good. It has a huge brim. It's a true gardener's hat. It's really well made. You can crush it. I shove it in my locker every night when I go home.
Yeah, baseball caps, they just leave so much.
Between the ears and the neck and everything, it's just not enough. And then we have a beautiful line of really nice hats. So if you want to be kind of a more stylish gardener or hang out and go someplace after you garden, we have this line of Wyeth hats, and they're just gorgeous. We have a ton of different ones. Felt ones, straw ones, but they're a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I do think we could all do better probably with the hats we wear in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Not only are mine narrow, they're so battered looking that it's sort of embarrassing if I go anyplace else.
And even things like visors, they don't really protect the top of your head. So I say full hat all the time.
Okay, good. We even got a health tip.
That's right, safety first.
These are epiphytes, I think.
These are air plants, or Tillandsia. And one of the cool things about this particular gift is you can hang it.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of people really like to have something in the corner, and you can put a little plant on it in a pot or something, but you can also hang the air plants on it. This one I'd probably divide up and set it over the side, but you can also just set it like this and have it be very, very contemporary looking. You could put it in a glass dish if you like. And these air plants are just such a fun gift because they're so easy to take care of. People think that they're artificial, but these are all real. And so then once a week, you're just going to soak them for about 20 minutes in a little bucket of water.
Okay, you don't, I would think that you would spray them, mist them.
You can mist them as well, but sometimes just soaking them is a little bit easier, and they like that. And
you don't put them in soil?
No, you don't need to. You could set them in soil, but they don't really need that. They are epiphytes, so they're air plants and can live on other plants. So you could tie them to, like if you have palms outside in the shade, you can do that with a little moss. A lot of people do that. Okay, this is a big seller this year. We have this little micro LED plant light, And it's good for indoors and outdoors, so you can hang them in your trees if you like, and they're so cute with all the little tiny rice lights in there. So it's just kind of a fun, decorative hostess gift that you could do that or get a whole bunch for your garden. Okay, the classic gift is a candle, of course, and we have these really cute LAFCO ones. They're from New York, and they smell delightful, and they come in a beautiful box.
It is a pretty box. It's a very expensive looking box.
Yeah, and it's a seasonal scent. This is spiced pomander and cinnamon, bitter orange, and clove bud. So it's really kind of I think it's a very classic gift, and it looks very nice for when you're gifting. We have another plant over here. I love this plant.
This is really pretty.
This is kind of my favorite plant right now. This is a variegated Ficus triangularis. So a lot of people know ficus plants, and a lot of people know Ficus triangularis. They can get big. This one grows a little bit slower, and it's kind of special. It's a little unique. So if you're giving, this isn't your average ficus. These are pretty, people are collecting them now, and they're really quite beautiful with their variegated leaves. And so a little something like this in a nice little pot, and it's a unique gift for indoor plant people who like that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's very bright for an indoor plant.
Yeah, especially if you have a darker area, it looks very pretty. And these here, so everything that's up here is in this box. You can buy them separately, but a lot of people don't usually have indoor plant products in their home if they have indoor plants. So this is really neat. This is all organic, made in America, and so this shines and protects the leaves from pests. This is a little neem oil and shine. This is a little.
So that would do like mealybugs and that sort of thing?
Right, and they look nice for being indoors. This enriched powder, so this is a fertilizer, and it's got worm castings and things like that, which also help keep pests away. And then this little, another fertilizer. This is more like a soil enricher, and this one is a fertilizer. But you can also get them as this really cute set, like this. And it's a nice gift to give to that plant person who you don't know maybe which plant to give them plant care.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And the last thing I have here is our hummingbird feeders. We had a big event this summer called Hummingbird Summer, and we sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these beautiful feeders, and then we sold out. And so if people didn't know, these are back in stock. They come from Egypt. They're hand blown, and they're gorgeous, as well as hummingbirds love them.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute, because I've never had a feeder. I just have plants at the hummingbird library.
Right.
So it makes it easy on me. But you put a sugar water or something in there.
Yes, we sell a solution here. It's actually not a solution, it's a powder. We sell the powder here, and it's formulated by a man in Texas who is this hummingbird authority, so it's very clean. It's very pure. For people who don't want to make their own solution, it's very easy. You can use it in cold or hot water as long as it's sterile. And you put it in here. I agree, I like giving hummingbirds food from plants, but this is really nice if you're on a patio or a balcony or something. This will attract them, and as long as you switch out the solution every 2 to 3 days, it's going to be very safe for them. And this particular solution that we sell, the powder, is perfect nutritionally for them. So
Okay, but that is for someone who doesn't even like to make the bed every day.
Right.
The fact that you have to change the water, I think that's an issue for some people.
It is. It is. So you have to be kind of dedicated, because it's more important for the hummingbirds to have a clean solution than one that's been sitting there for days. And people will say, well, I've had it up for a week or so, and they haven't come. It's like, but you still have to keep changing the solution.
Will the hummingbirds go, ooh, this isn't good, or will they poison themselves?
No. Sometimes if you haven't had hummingbirds in your garden, it'll take a while for them to see this, to trust it, to know that it's food. But you'll have to keep changing the solution until they start taking it. So.
But I mean, once you have hummingbirds, they're used to using this. Will they sense that the thing has gone off?
No, and so it
you
can make
really
them
have
sick.
to be
That's why it's
careful.
really important
Okay.
to be diligent about that.
Okay, so we've got a lot of great gift ideas for gardeners and for hostess gifts and just for the holidays. Now, here we are. It's November, getting into the cold months. Let's talk once again about what we're doing for our gardens at this time of year. Because I think so many of us, it's just like, I'll see you in the spring.
Right, but I have guests coming for the next few months. November is a great time. First of all, I love it because it's finally getting cold enough that you can shift your plants over. You want to start mulching the ground. You want to start amending if you're going to be planting vegetables. And if you want to plant vegetables right now, all those cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, that's what you're going to plant now. Kale, cooler season vegetables like lettuce, spinach. Those are all good right now, but in the garden, I would say amend. You can put mulch down, you can put worm castings down, you can put compost down, so that in the spring, everything is going to be ready. You also want to protect it, from rain and cold and things like that.
Okay, so I've still got some tomato plants. I mean, they're just sort of existing, but they're showing flowers again. Will they actually do anything, or
some
is it
tomatoes will. Some,
really?
Some people, if you have that one tomato that's really resilient, yes, they'll just keep producing for maybe a year or so. And that's, it's kind of funny because some will just kind of die horribly in June or July or August, but some will just keep producing.
Yeah.
And I have one at home that's still producing little cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, that's what mine does. Okay, and then when do we start to look for the bare root, like roses or fruit trees and that sort of thing?
So fruit trees, usually you're going to find the bare root ones around this time, and you can plant them. It's really good. Fall is for planting. You want to let the plant's roots get established, and then in spring they can grow. We'll bring in our roses right after Christmas, almost like the day after Christmas. We'll have the early season roses.
So this is it's time to start picking out the spots where you might want to put a new fruit tree or an additional rose.
And even if a plant, you think, oh, it's not going to do anything during the winter, it will in the spring. Plant it now, let it get established, then it'll be so much stronger in the spring.
Any secrets or things we should do in terms of planting them aside from normal at this time of year if you've got a new plant?
No, just you're going to water it probably a little bit less, so when you plant it, water it well, and then just water it maybe once a week instead of twice a week.
Okay. All right. And when do we start pruning all of our
Now.
trees and our roses and everything?
Most fruit trees you're going to prune now.
Okay.
Roses you're going to prune in January. From
Okay.
January 1st to February 15th is when we prune roses, and then you're going to spray them with a copper spray to make sure that you kind of keep rust at bay. And pruning, most things like hydrangeas and stuff you probably already pruned by this time, hopefully. If not, prune very carefully. Otherwise, you are going to maybe prune back where you might have flowers next year. So,
Okay. So we've taken care of the roses and the fruit trees.
Yes.
Vines.
Oh,
Like
vines
a
are either
grapevine or anything?
vines are either evergreen or they're going to be dormant now.
And
so.
should you do things with vines that when they're dormant or green? I mean, in terms of because my vines like to take over the world.
I think depending on the vine, things like the little black-eyed Susans, the Thunbergias, those are going to die back to the ground, so you might as well just hack them off and pull off all the ugly bits. What else? I'm trying to think of other vines that just go dormant right now, but it depends if you want to keep that skeleton, like Boston ivy. You want to keep that beautiful skeleton on the wall that's going to be so pretty. And other ones, if they're going to be evergreen, but maybe look a little bit poorly, like Mandevilla and Dipladenia, those just kind of keep fertilizing, but know that they won't look as nice in winter.
Okay. Suzanne, as usual, thank you. A
My
lot of great
pleasure.
ideas. I always go back and go, I just got a free lesson in gardening. But I will hold off on my roses, but I will start to attack my fruit trees.
Yes,
Me and
now
the
it's
squirrels.
a great time.
Which reminds me, what do you do about that kind of pest here? Because I know you must have mice and rats and things occasionally with all the stuff you've got. Do you just try to...
Squirrels are probably the most difficult thing to get rid of in your garden, and my advice is always to just put some peanuts for the squirrels out, unshelled peanuts, and sometimes they will leave your garden alone if they know they can depend on those nuts off to the side. A lot of people don't like to encourage them,
Right,
but I
but
feel like they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And so give them something to occupy them, and they'll leave you alone.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome.
Great idea.
Thank you so
Peanuts, that's
much.
easy.
It's always a pleasure.
And safe.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
safe for everyone.
Yeah, okay, good. Thank you. Well, that's our show. I hope you got a lot of ideas. I did. And until next time, let's all work on making our village green.